Today, on APT History, we go back to a moment the US intelligence community would prefer the world forget. A moment buried inside sealed indictments, shuttered investigations, and a CIA report that has remained classified for 33 years. A moment that began with a counter-narcotics operation and ended with 1 ton of CIA-linked Venezuelan cocaine flooding into the United States, triggering one of the most explosive drug scandals of the late Cold War. This is the story of 1990. When a secret CIA-Venezuela drug infiltration program spiraled out of control, federal prosecutors were quietly overruled, and a foreign general linked to cocaine trafficking walked free because indicting him would damage bilateral relations. In 1990, the Central Intelligence Agency's anti-drug program in Venezuela inadvertently, or deliberately depending on interpretation, shipped approximately 1 ton of nearly pure cocaine to the United States. Rather than seize the drugs in controlled shipments, the CIA authorized uncontrolled shipments, allowing cocaine to enter the US without interception to gather intelligence on drug trafficking networks. When US Customs seized nearly 1,000 pounds at Miami's airport in late 1990, the scandal exploded. The Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA, had explicitly refused to participate, warning that the operation violated federal law. One CIA officer resigned, another was disciplined, but General Guillen was granted immunity in exchange for cooperation, and reportedly said nothing implicating the CIA. The CIA's own Inspector General completed a secret report in 1992, submitted to the Senate Intelligence Committee, but it remains classified to this day. In June 1991, the US Attorney in Miami proposed indicting General Guillen, but State Department official Melvin Levitsky intervened, warning that charges could damage US-Venezuela relations and force Washington to cut off assistance to Caracas. The indictment was quietly dropped. Congressional oversight proved minimal. The House Intelligence Committee later acknowledged that CIA liaison relationships with foreign intelligence agencies rarely, if ever, were voluntarily reported to Congress. The scandal exposed a pattern. CIA counter-narcotics programs across Central and South America, Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, operated with minimal transparency, creating conditions for corruption, drug trafficking, and abuse. The Venezuela program was effectively crippled, but similar programs continued operating with the same structural weaknesses and lack of accountability. The 1990 cocaine scandal was not an isolated incident. It reflected a broader CIA strategy in Venezuela dating to the mid-1980s, when President Ronald Reagan ordered the agency to establish anti-drug programs in major cocaine-producing nations. The CIA worked directly with Venezuela's National Guard, a paramilitary force controlling borders and highways, creating opportunities for corruption and dual loyalties. The scandal also echoed earlier CIA involvement in Haiti, where the agency had created a Haitian intelligence service whose officers became involved in drug trafficking and political terror. Congressional investigators noted a troubling pattern. CIA anti-drug operations in Latin America frequently became compromised by the very criminal networks they were supposed to infiltrate, blurring lines between intelligence gathering, law enforcement, and complicity in drug trafficking. The lack of DEA oversight, minimal congressional scrutiny, and diplomatic pressure to avoid indictments all contributed to institutional failure and impunity. The scandal, exposed by CBS's 60 Minutes and later investigated by federal grand juries, involved CIA officers Mark McFarlane and General Ramon Guillen Davila of Venezuela's National Guard, who had accumulated over 3,000 pounds of cocaine from Colombian traffickers as part of an undercover infiltration operation. Today on APT History, we don't revisit the 1990 CIA scandal as a relic, but as a warning. A reminder that today's US-Venezuela showdown isn't unfolding in a vacuum, but in the long shadow of an operation that slipped 1 ton of cocaine into America, and a secret report still locked away 33 years later. A legacy of secrecy, impunity, and mistrust that now hangs over every threat, every deployment, every declaration of airspace closure in 2025.